Adina also talks about how Irene Logan and Efia also influenced her love for music and the genre she does. But did you know that Too Late is not the first hit song by Adina? Adina actually has some hit song called Let Me Go. But to her dismay, people used to confuse her music with that of Becca and some other big names in the space. Adina talks about that and how she managed to fix it through to the road of winning the Three Music Reggae Dancehall Artist. Let's check that video too out. Okay, so before we take the other lists, you just watched Until the Dawn. I actually love that song too.
Yeah,
so yeah, I'm not surprised. Did you pick anything about Efia, like as part of your mentorship or nurturing of your talents? Did you pick something about her? Because she has been around for a really long time.
Yes, she has. She did Stars of the Future in 2000, well, 2 years before I did, so 2006. And it's specifically because of Efia and Irene Logan that I watched on the show.
Oh.
That I said, I like what they are doing. I can do some. Me too, I want to go and do Stars
Me
of the
too.
Future.
Okay.
So I always say this because they really I like how Efia took a song, a Cindy Thompson song, because it was gospel night and she was supposed to do a gospel song. And she took Cindy Thompson's song As We Know It and just made it her own.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, so this means that on the show, you get to get this creative and it's not limiting. So it really, I found interest in the show because of those performances, that performance particularly and other ones that Irene did. I watched the finals and I saw her win and stuff like that. So yeah, they inspired me heavily. Irene did, Efia did. And even today, her confidence on stage, her mashups, you know, how she's able to mix up old school songs with her songs. So she does this, I'll go with you. Yeah. So
she did it on, I think, one of the shows.
She's done it
TV
many times.
Yeah.
And the first time I heard her do it, I was like, this is genius. You know, because before, you know, when you're in the industry, you have no idea how the rules are until you see someone in the industry doing it. And you see, oh, okay, so she can go there. So it can be done. Dope. I also like this other song. When I'm performing, I also do a mashup. Definitely huge inspiration. Shout out to you, Efia. She's amazing.
Okay, so when I was coming to interview, obviously I have to do my
research. Yeah.
Too Late was not your first break.
It wasn't.
It wasn't at all.
It wasn't.
People think that is your break, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. There are certain songs that I mentioned, like, into one hour boy.
Let Me Go.
Go, exactly. A lot of people at that time, I think at that time, Becca was really doing amazing. So most of the female songs that came out, especially when I would go to a seamstress or a tailor to say, trousers, see mommy. And you know, boy, they will say, and you know, Becca boy. So in the masses, like, you know, they all assume all the women's songs that were doing well was by Becca.
Truth is, when I heard a song,
I was
like, anyway, Becca, no.
Look at that. And Tiam said it drew those times, so the songs were out, but we were still working on the branding to make sure that I'm more visible, you know, because I also come home. Have you noticed that it drew baby and Yumbi is really reigning in the industry and you don't even know the artist's face?
Let me give you a typical example. Bless.
Yeah.
Bless.
And then
or your artist.
Yeah,
or your artist. Then you can refi. Chocho mucho. Now you'll be. People still don't know the face behind the music.
But me penning
exactly.
Me penning brutal. As a matter of fact, I never call her on Instagram. Who's ever bless? Back on her name. So me very sorry. Say me why.
Yeah.
I'll go and look. But it's very, very common, especially in the early stages. People don't really know the face behind the brand, so you have to work extra to let them know that okay, Adina no mukano, you know. So I think by the time Too Late came out, people now could recognize the face behind the brand. So it was easy to just, you know, say, okay, Adina and the boy.
Okay. I think that's why it's still. And I have to congratulate you. Why won Reggae Dance
Song of the Year?
Were you surprised yourself?
Well, so they nominated me, so I knew that I was in there. So the surprise element, not really, because the nomination proved that, okay, all the work that we put into the production, shout outs to Richie Mensah, DJ Varosky, Kwame Fache, everybody that was in the room, the production and the efforts in there was recognized, you know, technically. And they thought it was necessary for it to be in the category. And see, I knew it means that, you know, I'm being acknowledged and the winner would be one of us. So not too surprised, you know, because we did put in a lot of work. as you guys know, yeah, not too surprised.
I had a conversation with a young musician.
Yeah.
She's female.
Okay.
And she said something about your songs. Something that anytime she thinks about, or say Adina makes hit songs with simple word sentences. Why oh, why oh, and then I hit on tia what
And
how are you able to just pick simple, it's too late, How are you able to pick very common conversations and then make it a hit song?
That's what I was saying earlier in terms of creating concepts. It's very, very necessary to make sure that what you're talking about is relatable. And it's being relatable, no simple words, like if you would say, it's too late, and I say, why cry? Why? Like finding a nice way to infuse regular, everyday conversations into music is really the trick. And I have to big up my team because I've got a tight writing crew.
Oh, okay, so you don't necessarily write your own songs, or sometimes you do it with a team?
Yes, sometimes I do it with a squad. And there's been times when I've done songs with Kidi. There's been times when he has written the full song for me. There's been times when Kwame Eugene has written Too Late, was written by King Promise and Kill Beats. So I always have people around me to make sure that the dream comes out exactly the way we picture it. Okay. And I have to big them up because they've been doing really great.
I didn't want to mention Kidi, but you did. Okay, so in the music space, we have what people call music couple. We have Efia and Sarkodie, and then yours is Kidi. What is my catcher. When
did it happen?
Long time. We performance at the VDM and
just last year. So that's when it's.
And I'm more features. Features are solid. So then the couple is not because you are dating, but because your features are solid. Like more features are solid, more collaborations are solid.
Yeah.
What is that thing with Kidi that makes Munyom a paper? It's different.
Kidi and I have a great rapport. Like I said, there are a lot of my songs that he's been involved in the production. So even before we did One Man, and even Runaway, which is on the album. He worked on Makoma. He wrote Makoma, and we worked in the studio together. And for a lot of my songs, I always prefer or like it when Kidi is around because we have that synergy. There's understanding, and when he's recording you, he makes sure you get it right. So you go into the booth and go and sing something. You think you've sung Gama, you come out, you say, nah, you have to take it again. And I like that because that's him challenging me to give my best, you know. So I like his vibe, and I think we just bond. I've known him since the beginning of his career.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because he did MTN's Project Fame, right? And then he was on Links. By that time, I was already around the Link circle. Yeah. So I've been around him, Eugene, V. So we have a natural, rapport. And I think that's what translates into beautiful music that we make.
And that's true, because then it's the spirit behind the music.
Exactly.
That makes the music
it's vibe and it's energy. And I'm really big on energies. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move back to your list, your Afrobeat list. Okay, so what is the next song that you love?
The next song I would like us to get into is Miss V's You Alone. It's on her new album, Invincible.
Yeah.
Invincible. Invincible. Yeah. You Alone. It's a beautiful song. The melodies are beautiful, soulful. Like one of those songs that I can just leave on loop in my room all day. Big ups to you, girl. Great song.
All right, so let's just check out You Alone.
One play. Add class to your music.